just put out.
Oh man. Oh man. Oh. Thank you. Oh wait, I just wanted to make that
Encore.
invisible. There we go. I'll set us on this. Well, in 20 seconds, I'll put it live on this just to get it started. But
Roll for Crit is brought to you by our Patreon supporters. Come roll with us at patreon.com/rollforcrit.
hello, hi everybody.
Hey!
How you doing? Welcome.
It has been a while since we've done one of these.
Yeah, been a little while, but we are back for another round of the board game battle. If you are new to this series, because it's been so long since we've done it, this is where we randomly choose two board games that we have both played, and we argue about which ones we like better, or a lot of times we just agree on which ones we like better, but we still get to have that discussion. And we should, and I'm reminding myself, have Board Game Geek ready to go, because that is how we do tiebreakers if we happen to have a difference of opinion, because there are only two of us, so somebody's got to break that tie. All right.
I'm glad you said that because I forgot.
Yeah.
So I have pulled it up now too. Because usually we each look up whichever one we're defending and see what happens.
But what's great about this is we are live, so if you are at home right now watching, you can let us know what your vote is. There's a little bit of a delay, so you may not be able to weigh in right away, but we'll try to keep an eye on the chat as we go. And we have a very sophisticated system that we've designed that randomly picks two games from our list. You will get to see those images randomly shown on the screen. We have 500 games in this list right now, which is a lot of games. That includes some big ones, some small ones, some you've heard of, some you haven't, some you love, some you hate. But let's just get into it. Here we go. It is time now. Let's start arguing about some games. Very exciting. And of course, by the way, this is going to be filtered into our overall list of rankings that we are basing off of our choices on this show, which you can find at rollforcrit.com/boardgamebattle. All right. ready for our first pick? Let's just get it started. So here's our little window, and this was the first randomly selected pairing that came up, which is Crossing. That is a dexterity game. I don't know. Is it? I don't know what you
Sort
call
of
it.
the way Crossing worked is you are trying to get the most gems, and on pretty much every time you'd count down to 3 and point or block.
So it is
So it's
about
not-
reflexes.
Yes, but it's not dexterity like building something or flipping. It's more like I haven't played it, but I know you point like little foam guns, cashing guns.
Right.
It's more along those lines.
So anyway, this is
And-
a bit of a. This is a kind of a gimme. This is this first one.
Yes, I will say though, I do want to play Crossing again.
It's kind of a fun. It's a filler
I
game.
think it wasn't like a terrible experience, but I mean, Battlestar is
it's cute. Yes, this is a different weight class.
Battlestar is the game Jonathan would spend a veto on.
Oh yeah, I forgot we have vetoes.
Yeah, we just never use
I
them
don't
usually.
know. Yeah, well, also it changes because then we do the live ones, which are longer. So anyway, doesn't matter. Battlestar is definitely our winner of this one, but that's the warm up. Let's see if we can get some meatier ones. Here we go. Next selection. All right. Ooh, look at this. 2 Mayfair games. How about that? Isle of Skye versus
still Mayfair?
Patchwork. I don't know if they still are, but on these images I have, they sure have Mayfair's logo on the box. So Patchwork is 2-player abstract game. Isle of Skye is a tile placement game with some interesting. Well, they're both tile placement games, I guess, but in a very different sense. You are in both games. You are making your own sort of tableau in a sense. Patchwork is for me is my instinct. That's kind of the classic one. I really do like Patchwork a lot. That's what I'm picking. It's the one that I would choose to keep on my shelf. In fact, have made that choice already.
I was gonna say I definitely have more experience with Patchwork, but I wasn't as crazy about Isle of Skye during a playthrough. I definitely need to play it more, but Patchwork has never left me I felt like too negative about it. It's usually really fun to go, so I'm gonna have to agree with you with Patchwork.
All right. So far, this is a very easy matches for us. We are gonna reload that page.
Yeah, we tend to share. This is more about how people being able to either agree or disagree with when we
enjoy the conversation.
Indeed.
All right. Now here's an interesting one: Rick and Morty Total Recall. The card game. As you can see, it says card game on the box. That's how you know. Versus Star Wars Armada. We don't need to spend that much time on all of these. Maybe I'm wrong. I guess I think it's Star Wars Armada. I mean, I think that's the obvious choice. But maybe you think to go with Rickall if you're more into that style.
My problem is initially if you just take the course, I think I'd probably lean towards Rickall because it's sort of just the game's there. But if you go longer and you're gonna get more fun ships and then get that standalone campaign, then I do think Star Wars Armada would win out.
I mean, am I a miniatures gamer? Do I play Armada? Not really, but I think it's a better game.
Right. It's going to have more to offer because the cores for these kind of things are always look, here's a taste.
Right.
You always want to get those other few more ships. And I think we should consider that. At least I am, because they have a lot of crazy stuff in there. So I think I'm going to have to go with Armada as well.
Yeah, and part of the fun of this game is you get 2 games that might go up against each other that have absolutely no business being discussed in the same sentence.
Oh, God. Yeah, there are some tough ones when that comes up.
And that's one of them. All right, next up. Let's do it. Ooh, oh, wow. Okay, 2 licensed properties, 2 science fiction properties here, Cowboy Bebop and the X-Files board game. Absolutely, I think we'll both agree Cowboy Bebop did it better. And I don't love the Cowboy Bebop game, but
oh no. I mean, I enjoy it.
Yeah.
But I think that's the point. We actually enjoyed it.
Yeah, X-Files, that was rough.
I remember that one stung for you.
Is that a Pandasaurus logo on that box? I don't remember that. Maybe they acquired that later. I know it's IDW. I don't know. It's their old logo, so maybe that was a one-time thing. But anyway, we have X-Files encounters now, so it's a little bit.
Yeah, that definitely makes up for it.
It's a step in the right direction. All right, let's take a look at Museum, which is a set collection game. all about getting cards to fill up your museum. And Attack on Titan: The Last Stand, which is a co-op, well, all versus one, I suppose.
Yes.
Dice rolling action.
It's
game.
a push your luck with dice, and the negative is that it goes to the one, and that's how he does actions pretty much. And I mean, I like museum. I like set collecting. It's just fun to get all this stuff and rearrange your museum. Like if you're the kind of person who likes collecting things, you'll love museum because that's pretty much it's collect stuff and how do you display it.
Right.
But
right.
I gotta go with Attack on Titan. I think it's just such a fun, weird game. Like it's just got a lot of interesting stuff going on. It's got the 3D board. I think it's one of those ones that even if you're not a huge fan of Attack on Titan, you're still gonna have fun with.
Yeah. I mean, I think I have to agree with you. It's I wasn't a big fan of Museum.
No, I got that.
But I will say my immediate gut reaction to looking at the two of these together, I am kind of like, man, judging books by their cover, Museum looks way more like a game I want to play. It just looks so. I love the art in it. It looks so inviting. Attack on Titan has cool art, but I feel like I look at that cover and it just looks like a licensed game.
It looks like just they took something like the first photo they could find. Yeah,
but
no, I definitely can see that, and we'll definitely see what happens with Museum gets. They did a Kickstarter a while back. I should be getting that stuff eventually, but right now I think the Last Stand is one I definitely I enjoy, and even though I think I've watched maybe one episode of the show, it's one that still has been able to stay on my shelf.
I've watched a full season.
Oh man,
that was I remember watching that being like, this is the hot new show. That was probably 7 years ago now. It's time.
I think the last season is coming out.
Well, there was one time, there was like 4 years between seasons at one point. So
yeah,
there's
something, I feel like that's actually a common thing now with whatever the hot show is.
Yeah.
It'll like go on a weird hiatus and then like it's back.
Well, let's see what we got coming up next. I think Attack on Titan won that battle. All right, okay. BioShock Infinite, Siege of Columbia, or Android Netrunner. Both two-player head-to-head card games, but yes, pretty different aspects.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm going to definitely go with Netrunner. I am a fan of the theory crafting deck building that comes in LCGs like that. Plus, I really do think they did a fantastic job with the asymmetricalness of it. Unfortunately, it's out of print and stuff, and I'm hoping someday we will see it return in some weird way.
I'm pretty sure BioShock is also not in print anymore, so these are two games you cannot buy.
Right, but I definitely would rather see Netrunner return some way. Both the theme and mechanics, but I don't think they'll ever come back together, or at least not for a while.
This is an interesting one for me. I mean, I definitely respect Netrunner, and it's also one of the games where I did not get enough experience with it, and I'm pretty sure I would enjoy it more if I were able to get past some of the learning curve and the hurdles of overcoming maybe keywords.
There's that. Also, the fact that, as I'm pretty sure happened to you when we first played, you can die like turn 2.
Right.
Like you can, if you don't know what's going on.
Yeah. And you know what? I do think BioShock, I think it's a little underrated. I don't think it's perfect. So
I get you there. I just think Netrunner is very good.
Yeah, I think you are probably right, but a little bit in the interest of making this exciting, I'm going to pick BioShock Infinite. And I'm pretty sure you're probably going to win this battle. But since we both chose different games, we're now going to check Board Game Geek, and that's going to determine our winner as a tiebreaker. By the way, in the chat, Ajan said Museum would have been his pick for the Battle of Museum.
I think that's fair. I mean, like I said, I actually enjoy the game, and I'm excited for all the other stuff that should, I think, maybe fix some of the issues Jonathan had with it. But I also know where Jonathan's coming from with that.
So we're going with the big number. That's on the
remember, they can't swat, so just average your geek rating.
Yeah, we're going with what is this? On mine, that would be the Well, go tell me yours first.
If you go to the search, well, my big number is the average rating.
Yeah, I think that's what we want. I think we want the average rating.
I just want to make sure. My average rating for Android Netrunner, not Netrunner, very different.
Different games.
Is 7.87.
All right. You definitely win. I got a 6.7 over here with Bioshock Siege of Columbia, which is what I expected. Actually, Netrunner, that's kind of low. I'm surprised that's that low, but harsh
You know what
critics of
I would
board
like
games.
to see with BioShock in the board game? Something that's maybe a bit more storytelling. I think that would, because at least for me, I love, well, they have great mechanics, but I think the story in all of them has always been, at least for me, enjoyable in some
Yeah,
sense.
yeah. The board game, Infinite board game was it was an interesting
It's
take on it that
Yeah,
I.
it's not what I would expect. I'm not like trying to say like this is terrible and they shouldn't, but
It was
I just
definitely
think,
more. I mean, it's clear. It was. I think it was pretty specific to Infinite. Maybe
oh yeah.
maybe what you would like more of a original OG Bioshock.
Mm.
I don't know. All right, next
So,
up.
Dungeon Crawl surviving the original city of Rapture.
I love this pairing. This is serendipity right here. Burgle Bros from Tim Fowers versus the Big Score. Two heist games. Now, Burgle Bros is a fully co-op where you're moving throughout tiles and trying to avoid guards. Big Score is more of a press your luck, where there's a big
That was
safe.
the one with the big city. Yeah, I want to make sure of that.
Yeah, and man, another one that I would love to put more time. Both of these I would love to.
Both
put more
of the,
time
yeah, I was gonna
into,
say.
yeah.
Um,
Tough call. Tough call. They're both a lot of fun. I think. And you know, if Burgle Bros, part of me is like Burgle Bros 2 might just be a better version. It might just say, cut out Burgle Bros 1. I think I'm leaning Burgle Bros mostly because I like the co-op aspect. Oh, yeah, a little better. Big Score kind of has co-op stuff in it, but it's like if you're all too greedy, like you might all go bust or something. It's a very different. They're both the same theme, but very different feelings to them.
mhm.
It's tough. Big Score was a lot of fun when we played it, but I think Burgle Bros is my pick.
God, you know what? Partially because and for the sake I'm gonna go with the Big Score, even though usually I like cooperative games, because I'm guessing right now, if you were to say choose one to play, I'd probably choose the Big Score.
Yeah,
But I want both of them on the list. These are definitely higher up.
yeah.
So
M. Kepler in the chat says Burgle Bros has the better name. Ajan is also picking Big Score, and Nishan says hello, so hello to you. So let us find out. Let us find out what the people say. What do the people say? Burgle Bros.
well,
Yeah.
why don't you start off this time?
Burgle Bros has a 7.5 rating.
Okay, the Big Score has a 7.05.
All right, I think that O means Burgle Bros is going to win
Yes.
this one. Close, very close. Tough
Good one.
matchup.
That was a good matchup.
Oh
I like
yeah,
that.
oh yeah, love that thematic synergy there. All right, okay, we got
Okay.
Cryptid versus the Seventh Continent.
Well, one of them is on both of our top 20 lists, so
Yeah,
which is a shame. I really love Cryptid.
Love
I
Cryptid.
think I want to play that more than other people do.
Oh,
Even
yeah.
though, like, I mean, yes, I love cryptid creatures, but honestly, it doesn't have to be about cryptids. Like,
it might not be. It doesn't. Yeah, you could not even know that while playing the game. No, I love Cryptid, but yes, this is obviously the Seventh Continent. That's so yeah. We'll move on from that one. All right, lobotomy versus Agricola. I think this is another easy decision for
yeah,
both of us.
we were, and in this case, I mean, Agricola is fun, but lobotomy is definitely definitely on the bigger regrets of Kickstarters.
Yeah, a game I did
gave
not
it to-
love.
Yeah, I do. I am happy in one sense I backed it because I got a bunch of minis and I gave it to a friend when he decided he's going to get into mini painting. So I'm like, look, you have these. Like, you sure? I'm like, go nuts. I don't care if you screw up. This is the game you can use to learn stuff, and you're going to have a lot of weird things to deal with. So, and it worked out well. He did some really cool stuff of like with one of the inmates. I can't remember the exact word, like a guy in a straitjacket. Like he actually cut into like the base to make it tiled and stuff. It looked like his damaged tiles. So he did some pretty cool stuff with it.
Cool. Well, that's one thing. Hey, I mean, I want to see some cool mini painting on sheep meeples. Maybe that's next. All right, Agricola, classic. All right, Dead of Winter versus Clank. All right, this is the OG Clank.
This is a good one. All right, so we've got hidden roles with zombies versus deck building and an angry dragon.
Yeah. Now, Clank might be talking about later this week on our channel. You have to stay tuned. That's a little tease for you. I think it is a really fun deck building game, but for me, this is a no contest. I have to go Dead of Winter.
Yeah, I knew you were gonna do that. I mean, and nothing against Dead of Winter. I'm gonna go Clank.
Well, I think you do have something against Dead of Winter.
Well, no, I mean, yes. Let me rephrase that. Sorry. I have to prepare for Dead of Winter. When Clank, I could probably just play. So I'm choosing that. I think Dead of Winter is a good game. I don't think it's like I
Hey,
just
man,
wanted.
You don't got to be nice. This is the time to fight.
And I'll admit I'm excited.
I
to fight.
hate Clank. No, they're both good games.
And probably would you say it's one of the best hidden roles you can get now? If we're assuming you get not secondary market
in terms of
obviously Battlestar would have been what you suggest.
I mean, it's certainly an easy one of the ones I would recommend in terms of I think there's kind of two classes when it comes to hidden traders. There's the deeper experience, and then there's the mafia level types of games.
There's the Among Us, which is meant to be you play lots of matches.
They last 15 minutes, yeah, and yeah, Dead of Winter is definitely one I would recommend of the latter.
I'm trying to think how much besides Battlestar, what else falls under the latter?
Well, in terms of, I mean, you could say The Thing.
The Thing. What's the Knights of the Round? Is it called Knights of the Round
Table? Shadows over Camelot,
which I think would be at the bottom of our list.
Yeah, I think that one shows its age a bit. There's definitely more. There's definitely more out there. I mean, I guess certain.
Well, there's the one I don't know if it counts, but we just previewed it.
Human punishment. Certain scenarios of Mansions of Madness.
Yeah, I guess technically, but those are the worst because I feel like they're not built around it.
Yeah.
I think they could and should, and they might make a pretty much long hit roll hidden trader game that's Lovecraft related. But
yeah. All right, I've got a 7.6 for Dead of Winter.
7.8.
All right.
For Clank. So
all right.
Very close.
All right, Clank takes
it.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Anybody in the? Let's see. Ajan says Dead of Winter. Nishan said they had to put an exclamation mark to avoid copyright. That's the reason Clank has an exclamation point. So there you go. There's a little trivia for you. Dustin says he wishes the battles were between similar games mechanisms or by designer or something. But you know what? We do it all random here, baby. This is where it doesn't matter where you came from. Any game can rise.
Maybe
to
every
the top.
now and then we'll do like a theme or something. But for now, we're drinking from the fire hose.
That's right. We like to go all in. Okay, next up. All right, Draco Magi, which is a 2-player Magic Dragon card game, or Say Anything, which is a goofy, silly party game that has you write down silly answers to make your friends laugh. It's been a long time since I've played Draco Magi. I remember it being pretty good. And the art is very nice.
I love the art of the dragons in it. I really do like Say Anything though. I know it's
I'm with you. It's a good part. It's an example of how you do that kind of party game the right way.
It is definitely one of those things that I think the mechanics are fine, but the game could be boring as hell if you don't have the right people at the table.
Right.
But if you have the right ones at the table, you can just have such memorable moments. So.
Yeah. So all right, Say Anything. We are saying Say Anything. Okay, here we go. 2 co-op games. Legendary Encounters, the original with Alien, versus Samurai Spirit, which is a samurai game where you have to defend your town. Very Seven Samurai style game. My
pick
games.
is pretty obvious. It's Legendary Encounters. I love the Alien Legendary Encounters. I think it's one of the best games out there on my shelf because it just has all the modes packed in. There aren't thousands of expansions like Jonathan's Marvel Legendary, and I got cooperative, hidden role, well, there's another hidden role one, story, 1v all. It's all wrapped up in a nice little package with just 2 other expansions.
I think I have to agree with you. It really is just such a great system, and it lends itself so well to the license. Samurai Spirit, a fun little game, maybe a little underrated even by us, I think. But Even by
It's
myself, I
fair.
guess I'll say. I don't know
Yeah.
about you, but a cute game that I would like to go back to, but one that nobody really talks about anymore. Whereas Alien, I think maybe the license helped, but it stood the test of time a little bit.
Mhm.
All right, next up. All right, hey, one of our old favorites, Pandemic: The Cure, which likes to crop up all the time when we do
Mhm.
these battles, versus Dixit. I think we're both saying Dixit on that one. It's
I mean, it's on my top 20.
classic party game. Yeah, we like Dixit. All right, let's keep going. Small World versus Chronicles of Crime. Two very different styles of game. One, an area control versus a narrative. Two games that I have at one point or another kind of fallen out of favor with me, but I gotta give it to Chronicles. I enjoy that style of game more. I think if I want the area control thing, there are games that do it a lot better that I would choose over Small World first.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to agree with you there with Chronicles.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, we can get through some of these without too much. All right, Say Anything is back.
Oh,
This time up against the DC deck building game, which
yeah,
we all know you love.
that's true. And I know you don't, so I'm pretty sure we're gonna be heading to Board Game Geek on this one.
Unless I oh no, I'm trying to think. Can I strategically force you to use your veto up before we move on? I don't even. The vetoes are. We have a dumb system.
No, I feel pretty safe on this one.
Well,
I mean,
honestly I don't
I could
know.
be wrong.
I don't know if I mean, I don't love DC deck building game, but I mean, Say Anything is just a very. It's so. I hate to say like it feels very me. I don't want to say it's not worthy or anything, but it is a very slight. It's a goofy party game. I'll say anything. Yeah, forget it. You know what? I guess if you sometimes it comes down to if, like you said before, if you asked me right now which game do you want to play, I'd probably pick Say Anything over the other one. So
I wonder if never occurred to me. We should. Do you think we could do that one over camera?
Say Anything. Yeah, I think you could probably finagle it. There's probably a way to do it.
I can't remember the rules 100%, and maybe we need to find a way.
You would
to
have
do
to like text people your answers,
right?
You know, because you can't. Usually, you pass them your board. Let's see. Say Anything on Board Game Geek to break this tie is coming with a 6.7. What do you got?
All right. The DC deck building original core is a 7.05.
All right. So it wins. Congratulations.
I had to double check because I almost read the wrong number first.
You're good. We're good. Let's see. Ajan picked Chronicles from the last battle, but Chronicles is back again.
Ooh, we got a lot of returning fighters.
This time up against Yamatai. A pretty interesting game where you have different boats of different colors. I gotta tell you, I'm going with Yamatai on this one. And there might have been a time in my life where I did not make that choice.
Yeah.
But I've reached a point right now where that's much more of a classic Euro style game. Bruno Cathal is a great designer. It has some really neat artwork and like picking different. Are there gods in that one, or is it just I don't remember.
I don't know if they're not gods. They're more like
Mixing it up with like
allies.
Other Japanese themed games, yeah. But
yeah,
there are powers you can get.
You get all the chips. I'm going to go Yamatai too. I think I am. I think I agree with you. I think Chronicles, and I really especially love the Red View, I think it was called. I still think that's my favorite storyline. But, like right now, and yes, it's a little unfair to be like, well, you already played through Chronicles. But, like, I want to play Yamatai again. I don't know.
Yeah, no, and the thing about this too is that these opinions could change depending on any day of the week. I might change my mind tomorrow, but it's all about
board game battles are all about fun.
Yeah,
it's not. This is not our official ranking. There's a reason why we don't give critical seals to these.
It's living in the moment. Speaking of which, Twilight Struggle or One Night Ultimate Werewolf, two games all about serious warfare. That's Twilight Struggle. I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Okay. We don't need to spend too much time on that one. Danger the Game, which is another silly party game, or Clank. I think this is another one. It's definitely Clank.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Let's move on. Clank. Oh, Clank again. This time up against Aeon's End Legacy. Two deck building behemoths, and would love
Man,
to.
I really wish it was Clank Legacy. That would have been great.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna go Aeon's End Legacy. I mean, I think we had a lot of fun doing that. And you can watch all the misery we went through trying to edit and record all that. But that was our intro into the Aeon's End world and mechanics. And we were very surprised and very happy with it.
Yeah.
And I will say it also, one of the great things about the Aeon's End Legacy, it adds to your Aeon's collection after you finish. It's not just you have nothing used to it. You can still replay stuff for the most part. There's a couple small exceptions, but that's still pretty good considering.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. It's great. It's an awesome it's an awesome game. It's really really fun. Especially for our sometimes skepticism of legacy games and my skepticism sometimes of deck building games. It really pulls through in a big way. Clank no slouch, but that's an Aeon's
I
Ender
think
for me.
I just feel a lot of times during these board game battles, there's something about Clank really getting a lot of bad luck against opponents.
Could be.
Like I feel like it gets matched up. Like it's not a game that's like bottom of the barrel, but I think it has a high loss rate because it gets like this against Seventh Continent.
Poor Clank.
Or yeah, I just
Well,
feel very
since we switched to our digital format, we should be getting more well randomized matchups. So
you'd think, but we've seen it 3 times.
hey, yeah, it's popular tonight. All right, next up, Netrunner's back. This time up against Sabak, the Star Wars card game, which you might be able to pick up at Disneyland, Disney World, or I think there's other versions of it as well. As much as I do like a round of Sabak, I will say Netrunner is the winner on this one.
Yeah, but I will say Sabak's probably, if you're looking for that Star Wars souvenir game, is the one to go for. Nothing against the chess set, but I feel like this is probably a little bit easier to carry on the plane. And
unless you or one of like the real Star Wars games might be a even better choice.
Well, I don't think that's not a Star Wars souvenir. You don't go to the Disney World and buy a ticket just so you can get.
They should sell Imperial Assault and Galaxy's Edge.
I mean, they probably do.
I don't think they do. I don't think they do. At least not last time anywhere I looked.
What do you think about Ubisoft now having the making the next Star Wars game?
I mean, I'm happy that they're giving it out to different studios. I'm excited to see different people doing it. So
who would you, if you had to choose the studio and not Nintendo, that you'd be excited to have the license?
I would like to see LucasArts, and then they make it a point and click adventure game. I know it's a little redundant. All right, next up, X-Files is back for some reason against Camel Up. Clearly, it's Camel Up. We love Camel Up. All right. DC deck building game Rebirth, the board game-ish co-op version of DC deck building game versus Betrayal at House on the Hill. Now
it is Rebirth for me, though. I do think there's something very interesting, especially for Jonathan. I think if you just take DC Rebirth as boil it more down to the DC deck building game, but it is Rebirth. Both of these are games that we have a lot of experience underneath, and I think they have worn out their welcome a bit for you. Relatively, like the DC deck building game mechanics, you're like, I get it, it's basic deck building. Rebirth did bring a lot that you love.
Yeah.
But Betrayal, on the other hand, I like the Legacy. It sounds like that one actually didn't do the same that Rebirth did for you.
No, if anything, Legacy continued to drive a stake through my enjoyment of that game. But this is a tough one because it really is an issue for me of expectations. Because I didn't expect as much from Rebirth, I think it had that advantage, and it surprised me of how much I did like it. Whereas Betrayal is something I like I think a little more in theory on paper, but it's just.
I mean, if you were to explain the concept
right.
to you now as a Kickstarter of
someone
you'd be like, yes,
So I'm gonna pick Rebirth as well. I am gonna pick Rebirth. I might if it was the Legacy, I might even pick Legacy.
Right. No, I understand
hard.
that, but original Betrayal House on the Hill, I really do feel
where I'm at right now.
At least for us,
we've gotten tired of it.
Mm-hmm.
So Rebirth wins that matchup. All right, Say Anything again, now up against 8-Bit Box, which was an interesting experiment where Yellow made these different mini games modeled after 8-bit style games.
How many more have they made since?
Yeah, I was gonna say it was meant to be kind of a series they would keep pumping out games. I think they did a couple, maybe they did 2 or 3, and
I'm just curious.
I don't think it went beyond that. I think they must not have sold super well.
Yeah, I can definitely see why. Like, it's one of those things that I can you either like or you don't.
You
It
know,
doesn't even
it was a cool idea,
okay.
but
Considering it literally doesn't even have a family, like a 8-bit family on Board Game Geek, I'm like, oh, that's probably not a.
I do applaud them for the
It does
originality.
have. It looks like there were 4 games.
Outside of
No, 1 game. It looks like there's only 1 game because I think it's listing the games that are in the 8-bit box,
so they only made it to one additional
as well as
game.
some yeah, that's what it looks like.
Yeah. Well, I think that speaks for itself. I think Say Anything is maybe a little more derivative, I guess you could say, of some other things.
It does it well though.
It's a more classic 8-bit box. I do like their ambition, but I don't think it comes together. The execution isn't as strong, which is, it's a tough thing. Ajan would have picked Betrayal on that last matchup, so.
I mean, I know that
Just
is
stating it for the
a
record.
beloved game by many.
All right, speaking of classics, we've got Pictionary up against Unmatched. Now, I'm showing the cover there of Volume 1, but this is really for
The series.
the entire system of Unmatched. Now, this is actually kind of tough. My immediate instinct is to say Unmatched, but Pictionary is a classic for a reason, I think. That is
I really do like Pictionary.
But here's the thing, like, am I gonna?
I'm going to go with, because I love drawing games.
Yeah.
I'm definitely like, if there's any time there's a drawing game, I'm wanting to be at that table. I'm still going to go with Unmatched. I just think what it does is really good and fun. If anything, my only qualm right now with Unmatched is I'm a little worried they're starting to get a lot more copyrighted characters, and I think they need to go back to like public domain stuff, because I think they can do a lot more weird stuff, and it's really cool to see their take on. Like, I mean, we did just see Beowulf and Red Riding Hood, but we just saw.
I don't even
Buffy
mind
and all the Star Wars.
I'm cool with different
Star Wars,
Marvel. Don't get anyone freaking out. I'm cool with licenses. I just would like to see
it's not
different licenses.
I mean, I like them, yeah, but I'm just worried that they're going to just do only licenses for the next 2 years, because like I like this course of how we have like Medusa and Alice
But I mean, to be fair, it's like, well,
They will sell.
Alice in Wonderland. It is a license. It just happens to be free. Sherlock Holmes is a license,
right? But I still think because
Dracula is a license, right?
Right, but because it falls under the free aspect, they can be a bit weirder with the art and the style.
I guess, but I don't think it's held them back so far. I don't think they've been restricted. Anyway, I'm gonna go with Unmatched also. I think Pictionary.
I feel bad not picking Pictionary, but
the thing is, there are better drawing games. That's the only thing.
Yes,
like, it broke the ground, but
let's not just Unmatched is actually a good game. It's not.
Yeah, it's a really good game. Tiny Towns. Or the Ricks Must Be Crazy multiverse game. I'm definitely picking Tiny Towns.
Tiny Towns.
Yeah, that's the winner there. Okay. Ooh, I like the cover matchup. Gloomhaven versus Spectre Ops. I don't think we need to explain what Gloomhaven is, but Spectre Ops is a hidden movement game that is from Plaid Hat. It's a stealth game, one versus all.
I really do love those stealth games.
You know that 90% of people watching this, or anyone, I think, will say Gloomhaven.
Yeah, but
both of us have our little quibbles with Gloomhaven personally, and Spectre Ops is not perfect by any means either. I remember last time we found a lot of rules issues that we were confused about.
God,
but it is really fun. It is. I really love the setup.
Any of these hidden role movements like this,
we love those.
The Lord of the Rings. There's something so fun about the, like, usually the 1v all I feel like is the ones this really powerful being, and you're just like, it's such a weird balance. And this is just like, it's like playing catch, and it's just, there's something so fun about it.
Actually is. This actually is really tough for me.
That's why. Like, I don't want to be like, just obviously I'm choosing Spectre because I keep gushing over it. because Gloomhaven has all these fun things too. It's just I
Dustin
think you will
says
know about it at this point. I don't think you need to hear what the good points of Gloomhaven.
right. Dustin says Spectre Ops hands down, and Ajan says he's picking Spectre Ops because he never played it. Dustin says I'm not sure Gloomhaven is even a game. Whoa, what a call out. I don't know if I agree with that's a hot spicy take. I don't know if I'm gonna go that far, but I actually I am leaning a little towards Gloomhaven, which is like uncharacteristic of me. But the thing with Gloomhaven is it's so there's so much of it, which is like a weakness and a strength to me. There's so much content which is great, but it also wears me out after a while. I mean, I know one thing's for sure. If there's any disagreement here, I'm pretty sure Gloomhaven's gonna win. So if Spectre Ops is the winner, then I think it will require us both to decide that together or use a veto.
Yeah. Oh God.
Toss up. This is maybe the toughest one of the show right here.
Yeah. Because I mean, Gloomhaven definitely hits a lot of things also that we like in general, that campaign mode. But like you said, because there's so much, and it's like there are some things like we weren't as crazy about compared to others. Meanwhile, Spectre Ops, is also the kind of game where like we put it out, you play it, you're done. Like there's no get the same people and trying to get everyone together. It's just very hard. These are both games I've enjoyed.
I'm gonna tell you. Yes. I know what I'm gonna choose.
All right. I feel bad no matter which way I'm gonna go, but I think I am gonna go with Gloomhaven.
I'm also saying Gloomhaven. I'm saying Gloomhaven, and I think part of what's tipping it over for me is also just the fact that Gloomhaven really is the product of one guy, and Spectre Ops also one designer credited, but you've got the whole plaid hat team, and my issues with each game, like weighing them versus the ambition behind them and how successful they were and goal execution, I think Gloomhaven is more impressive.
Now, do you think Gloomhaven, how would rank against Jaws of the Lion and Frosthaven for you? Do you think it's going to be considered like the bottom for you? Do you think it's going to be able to hold its own against the other two?
It's really hard. I'd have to see.
I mean, Frosthaven obviously isn't out yet, but
yeah, it really. I'm pretty sure. I'm hopeful I will like Frosthaven the most, but
yeah, also, I mean, we already know that has something I like, which is like you bring back resources to build up the place. I have a feeling, and Jaws of the Lion, we mentioned how we felt like it fixed a bunch of the issues that we had with the original one. So I have a feeling we can see them taking that, bring some of it, maybe not all of it, because I think some things were designed because they make it a smaller box. But I have a feeling it'll be almost just like the 2.0 version. Yeah. Like if you have not played any, you might as well just go into Frosthaven.
Yeah.
Actually, just because they're so big,
All right, let's keep going. Let's power through. Dominion versus Codenames. Two very classic. These are like perfect on your Barnes and Noble shelf. New gamers. you want to recommend them one of these two. A D and a C right here. Talk about your superhero comics. I'm trying really hard to pull everything together, but I think both of us are going to pick Codenames.
Yeah, Codenames is just a blast.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite games. I'll pretty much always a well executed word game. I'll always like over a deck building game. I think. Well, at least one of that's generic of a deck building game.
I mean, I have my problems with Dominion, but yeah, Codenames is just all right. Forbidden Island, the first of the Forbidden series, versus Sentinels of the Multiverse. So we got two cooperative games here.
That's right.
I do like Forbidden Island because it's a really perfect cooperative filler. Like it definitely
nice and light, good intro game.
Great intro. But I'm gonna go with Sentinels because I think there's just a lot there that has to offer.
Well, we're probably going to talk about this in maybe next week in a more in-depth video. But I don't know if you heard they announced a new edition of Sentinels.
I did not hear that yet. No, so
yeah, it's
but regardless of that,
pretty exciting.
I think the original Sentinels.
I agree with you. I like Sentinels more, even though it is very, let's say, fiddly. there's a lot more going on for better and for worse, but the better I like better. Aaron Moore in the chat commenting on our last matchup says never played Dominion, but would still take it because he doesn't like code names. It's not for everybody. I think that's a partial.
Well, I mean, that's the point of these battles. It's whatever your taste is. We're not choosing
That's right.
the better game.
That's right. Now here's a good one. Samurai Spirit is back this time.
I don't remember there ever being this many return fighters.
Yeah, this is a big 500 games, and some of them are fighting for getting on the top. Othello is the matchup here, the classic, or you might call it reversey,
right?
What have you. I am gonna pick Samurai Spirit in this instance.
I think I am too, but I always feel bad with this. I'm like, but it's like one of the original classic games. Like I feel like guilty of like,
nah. I mean, I think most people would say Go. Maybe they would be offended by, but Othello, I don't know if anyone really loves Othello that much. So yeah, all right. All right. Oh, here's a weird one. Indulgence. Now that's a Restorations game. It's a kind of a quick little trick. I think you would call that a trick-taking game if my memory serves me.
That one's been a while.
I know it's been a while. That's what's tough with all these games. But versus Marvel Champions, which I'm definitely gonna pick that one.
I am too, but I will say usually if I see Restorations, it's almost like instantly get some points. I feel like they've never been a real big miss for me in terms of the actual gameplay and stuff.
Indulgence is a good one, yeah.
For Dark Tower.
Yes, for sure. You know what? I think the one time I was a little disappointed when I played the Dinosaur Tea Party one.
I really like that one.
Yeah, I remember being like, yeah, it's like a little better than Guess Who. That's, okay. That was the only one, but, but still, usually they knock it out of the park. All right. Sagrada is here. Versus Time Stories. Sagrada and Abstract. Well, actually, no, I'm going to call it Abstract. Abstract dice rolling game. Dice placement game, I should say. Versus Time Stories. Now, you're free to interpret this as you will. It's up to your discretion if Time Stories is... If you want
the series or just the core.
Whatever you feel about Time Stories. Include any expansions you like.
I already know this. I'm going with Sagrada. I love that game. I think it's great, and I love those dice building. I will say the core Time Stories, what is probably the thing that hurts Time Stories the most, is they went out the gate with such a big one.
This is tough for me. This is tough because Time Stories, we know they've had some missteps with their later entries, but in terms of...
I've played more of them, and they get better. I think you would enjoy them. We just never did, and I like the concept behind it.
Yeah,
I just really like Sagrada.
Like in terms of the core gameplay, Time Stories is much more my cup of tea. Thematic, narrative-based, puzzle solving. Sagrada I do like a lot, but usually those types of games I always like, put them into a corner like with Splendor in those games. Even Patchwork.
I will say one of the things that also helps Sagrada. I've been playing a lot of the digital version.
Yeah, the digital version's good. It's
being able to play that digitally and without having to need other people. So that's a little bit unfair. But like I said, I really like dice building.
Yeah.
This obviously, I think it'd be much scarier if if Sagrada was up against Role Player, because then I'm deciding which one does it better.
Easy one.
And I'm pretty sure I know the answer there. But
I'm picking Time Stories. All right. We're having a battle, baby. It's battle time. Oh, wait, the whole thing is supposed to be a battle. Well, this one's even more of a battle.
I love all these battles we've done for this episode because they're all ones like, I'm going to be happy no matter who wins, pretty much.
Not this time. I'm going to be angry.
All right. So Sagrada is coming in at a 7.53.
Oh, we got Time Stories with a 7.6. Sorry, I only go one digit unless we need to.
That is good. That is a close one.
Well, now wait, actually, I'm going to have to, because I'm looking at their main page. I'm guessing you're looking at the search results.
Yeah, I do that to get those extra little digits. But if it would probably round it up.
But yours would also round up to a 7.6. So wouldn't it?
No, it would go down.
You said 7.5. Oh, it's 7.5 flat?
It's a 7.53.
Oh,
So
okay. So just so you know, Time Stories is a 7.56.
yeah, if it was a 0.55 or above, then it'd round up.
All right, we don't need to think about that math. Either way, it's a very close one. Time Stories is our winner. Next, let's battle again. Gloomhaven is back, this time versus Among the Stars.
I'm gonna go with Gloomhaven.
Gloomhaven, yeah.
I do like Among the Stars,
Among the
but
Stars, a nice take on Seven Wonders style gameplay.
I think Seven Wonders though is a little better. I think if I had to choose the two.
I don't know. I think I remember Among the Stars feeling like there were some things I liked that how it did compared to Seven Wonders, but it's been such a long time.
Well, hopefully we won't see that battle come up.
All right. Ooh, all right. We got a couple of creature battles here. Mice and Mystics or One Night Ultimate Werewolf.
One of them, I gotta go with my Mystics. It's got a heavy story, and you know I'm a sucker for those. And the other one is, well, fun. It's hit and roll, which is not usually my cup of tea.
Yeah. I'm with you on this one. I think Mice and Mystics is a really, really cool execution. Love the artwork. Love the style of it. One Night is fun, but it's not my preferred. For me, it's like the Resistance just beats it in pretty much every time, every way.
I like Werewords. That's definitely I think.
Oh yeah.
A much bigger contender in terms of the werewolf line that I could think of off the top of my head.
Yeah. All right. Ooh, look at this.
Ooh.
Suburbia and Tapestry. Yes, so we have the zoomed in, the focus on your personal town, and then the larger scope, your whole civilization.
I think I have my mind.
This is tough.
It is tough.
This is tough for me.
And definitely with the expansion, Tapestry, I think improved a bit with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think,
but I really love Suburbia. It's one of my earliest additions to my shelf, and regretfully, I did not get the collector's edition or ultimate edition. I forget what they call it, but I always am happy to play that one.
Suburbia is definitely more of a classic pick, and I also think that Tapestry, neither of us were head over heels for that when it first came out. I agree with you. The expansion did a lot for it. It is tough, and I do like Suburbia a lot, and I feel like I don't know. I don't want to pick Tapestry almost just because I'm like, give it a little something just to make it feel better.
I mean, you pick it for whatever reason. This is a board game battle, but I mean, like I said, the expansion I think helps a lot. It adds a lot of cool, fun stuff. It's not one of those giant ones either.
Yeah, let's do it. I'll say Tapestry.
Yeah,
I'll say Tapestry.
And the Suburbia expansions too are great.
You know what? I'll say something maybe controversial. I think I might pick Castles of Mad King over Suburbia.
I don't know
maybe.
if that's that controversial. I think I'd still choose Suburbia. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
but
let's see how this goes.
By the way, it was collector's edition. Is the
Tapestry? Yeah. What do you got?
What do you got?
Tapestry. I have got a 7.5.
I'm gonna need you to go to the search result because I have a 7.52.
All right. Well, you are gonna win because Tapestry's got a 7.49.
Wow.
So close.
Man, we're getting really close. I can't wait to get like a 7.5
Razor's
and a 7.5.
edge. Yeah, we got to vote for Tapestry from Lauder winner, but unfortunately, Board Game Geek has spoken. So let's keep moving. All right, Century Golem Edition versus Quelf.
Oh God, well,
obviously,
I'm pretty sure we know. Yeah,
we're going with Century on that one. Quelf is
no Quelf.
Oh yeah, sorry. Anyone who doesn't know, Quelf is a very stupid party game.
Yeah. The best thing about that was just because there's a card of like what's 2 to the 2 to the 2 to the 2 to 2 power, some crazy thing, and someone in our group actually knew it was like didn't calculate it, and the answer was if you answer this correctly, move back 5 spaces. You're too smart. Everyone else goes up ahead too. It's just
it was like you're a big nerd and you shouldn't be playing this game right now.
Yeah, it was just that definitely made our night, but.
Yeah.
Other than that, no. I mean, Century Golem is actually fun. It's not, that's actually really fun, and I want to play more of it.
All right, next matchup: Mythos Tales
Oh no.
or Hanabi. Two games
I'm
we like
going
a lot.
Hanabi, but
Okay.
I want to say I'm doing it under protest.
I was gonna say I think this is one. Now, don't get me wrong. I actually like Mythos Tales a fair bit,
No, I
but
really like Mythos Tales, but there are some issues there. The audio's gone, which is a real shame.
you
And
can no longer
Hanabi is
access
just
it. Yeah.
so good. Like Hanabi is on the list of games you should have in your collection.
So Lauder Winner said in regards to Tapestry is going to go put his vote in on Board Game Geek, and then we need to go check it.
I love it. Yes. We're showing the spotlight on what needs to change.
You
This is
can
just like, you know
live.
what? We need to get the Board Game Geek betting subreddit to go and change
BGG bets. But I was going to say in regards to this one, I think I would use a veto on this. I think Hanabi does deserve that spot. It is a
No, I
classic
think
game.
this is one that I love Hanabi. I never am like it is fillerish, but I'm very excited when it comes out. It just is really great for me. I know we've had the conversation how taxing it feels for each of us. And Mythos Tales, I love too. I really hope someday they get the people who do Sherlock Holmes to do Mythos Tales. Like,
It's also like if you're looking at it from an innovation standpoint too, Hanabi is wholly original. Mythos Tales could not exist without Consulting Detective.
right. We want the other people. Or actually, you know what? Consulting Detective, and I actually think I would like this more, would be Ignacy and part of the Detective Modern Crime. I think he could do a really great job of a modern Cthulhu crime story, and you could be fantastic. Especially like imagine the website like slowly getting corrupted as you continue
That'd be
and
cool.
seeing like your stuff. Like he could do so much fun stuff with that. I bet. But
Lauder Winner also said Quelf requires the right group. It was one of their best gaming experiences, but then repeatedly one of the worst.
I think that makes sense.
I'd say it requires the right group of alcoholic beverages.
Well, I think the problem is okay. So, like for example, he said say anything if you had the right people at the table. The thing is, it's like you're probably gonna have a good or right number of people 70% of the time. Quelf works like 5%
Right.
of the time, and like alcohol may increase those odds, but like up to maybe like 9 if you're lucky.
Also, apropos of nothing, I think Arrowverse asked what you need to play Hostage Negotiator Career. And I think the answer is you need the original as well as the Crime Wave set. And I think you also need like at least 3 of the packs too. But you can find that info online. Google it, you'll find it.
Or you can just watch whenever Jonathan gets back to it on a live stream.
All right, next up we've got, I mentioned it earlier, Guess Who? Or Forbidden Sky. I think we both like Forbidden Sky, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But, it's fun to have Guess Who on the board.
Guess Who doesn't have an electric rocket ship yet?
Now we've got, for some reason, this picture is very
I love
tiny.
you made it small. I just imagine it because it's a small game. It's King Domino.
I think that's just an issue of sometimes they just don't have good-sized box art available online. King Domino or The Pillars of the Earth.
These are
They
both
have
very
big,
good games.
big, beautiful structures on the covers.
King Domino is like a fantastic, I think, for a more casual audience and experience. Pillars of Earth is much more as your heavy Euro, but it's a Euro that I was really happy with, and I think for a game that definitely is older, it actually has stood much better the test of time compared to others.
Yeah.
So, God.
Yeah. Yeah. Tough. I'm leaning King Domino.
I'm gonna go Pillars. Nothing against King Domino, honestly, but I just feel like I'm right now more like if you Magic came in like I'm cured of any diseases, we can play games. I'm like, you can play one of these two. I'd choose Pillars.
All right, yeah. Let's duke it out. Let's see what Board Game Geek has to say. I'll pick King Domino on this one, and yeah, I think mostly just because.
I didn't know there was expansions for the Pillars of Earth. They're probably like because I think this game's out of print, super expensive.
All right, King Domino is coming in at 7.36.
7.29.
Man, another very close one.
Mm-hmm.
Unbelievable. All right, King Domino retaining the crown, as it were. All right, let's see what's next.
Once again, happy with that. Help.
We put them all in here, folks. Shoots
That's
and
part of the fun.
ladders versus Time Stories, and I think we're picking Time Stories. We'll just move past that one. And another great one. Ooh,
Oh, damn it. I should have brought it in here. I'm going to post it later on Instagram, but I found the Pokemon chip I loved from that game, the Articuno. I apparently took it out of the game and kept it. I found that. So,
well, we have Pokemon Master Trainer, the classic game of catching and battling, versus Evolution, which, I mean, what a matchup.
We have Ash Ketchum with his Pokemon evolving versus Darwin discussing the theory of evolution.
I mean, you could subtitle that Pokemon game Pokemon Evolution. Any Pokemon game really could be called that.
You know what? I think North Star game, they got to contact Nintendo, I guess. Pokemon Company.
Instead
Evolution Pokemon.
Yeah, instead of like long neck, you just play like evolve into execute or whatever. Alolan execute.
Yeah, you like grass type, electric moves, and like if you have like ground type, you do significant damage against electric.
Right. Anyway, Evolution is a far better game than Pokemon Master Trainer. All right. Attack on Titan is back against another one that loves to pop up on our list, 12 Realms. I think let's just both pick Attack on Titan and move on. All right. Next up. Drink! Something I could use right now versus Star Wars Armada.
I feel like this is unfair, but I'm actually leaning towards Drink because you can play it with other games.
Yes, Drink is a party drinking game that can be used to complement a game night or other social gathering.
Maybe it's because I'm desperate for social gatherings too.
It is a lot of fun for what it is, but I'm still gonna pick Armada. I think that's a
I'm fine with that. I know this is probably
do you want to take this? Are we taking this?
All right. I'm fine doing this. It's hilarious.
All right, let's fight it out.
Actually, spell drink though. That might be a problem.
Yeah, that's gonna help to start with. Again, two different weight classes.
Is there an exclamation point?
There is an exclamation point.
Okay, because searching drink did not. Oh boy. Is it on Board Game Geek?
It's not on Board Game Geek. It should be.
I'm looking for it.
It loses by default.
I found it. Okay. Well, okay. I have the average rating.
I've got a 7.9 over here.
I have an 8.2, but I'm pretty sure it's because it isn't actually rated that high. It doesn't have a geek rating, so it's way too high.
You know what? Drink wins. Drink has got it.
It's not even board game. It doesn't have a board game rank.
I'm fine with that. We're going with it. Congratulations, Drink. You won. You won this battle. We are moving on. Now they're really giving us the fair matchups. Midara, the large-scale campaign dungeon crawl game with lots of minis.
Oh, no. There's a theme here. It's Act 1 versus Uno.
That's right. Midara. Next up will be Midara Act 2 versus Dose.
Oh, God.
This time I don't think the underdog is going to take it. I think Midara wins this fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wholeheartedly.
Next up. All right. Castles of Burgundy versus Say Anything again. Really?
We need to look at this program. One of the reasons why it took so long to return to board game battles, we were messing with stuff. And apparently there's some few things we still need to tweak out, but
no, this is just purely there really is no tweaking here. This is just happenstance that these are coming up. It is possible that there are two games come up that are the same. That is possible, and if that happens, it just gets a win. That game.
If anyone's wondering why I was swatting, there was a bit of dog hair floating in front of me.
Oh, okay, that's good to know. Castles of for me this is pretty easy. Castles of Burgundy, but I don't know. Maybe you feel differently.
I'm gonna go with Castles. I think overall, but I really do like Say Anything. I think I don't get to play it enough. I will say it's also oddly enough, it's a game that you tend to bring out whenever like we're at a game night and I go out to get food.
Yeah,
I always know I'm never there.
Yeah, you don't get to play it. Mystic Vale or Twilight Struggle?
It's Twilight Struggle
Twilight
for
Struggle.
me.
Twilight Struggle.
Nothing against Mystic Vale, but
I
man,
do
I
have
remember
something against Mystic Vale.
I remember with Twilight Struggle being like back when it was the number 1 game, being like, it's probably overrated. I'm not gonna like it. And then I'm like, oh no, this is very good.
Mystic Vale, I think, is a little overrated. I think card crafting is cool, but
I could see what you're saying that, but I guess my Twilight Struggle definitely it surprised me.
Dustin asked if there are any versions of castles with well-made components. I do think the latest version that we showed the picture of from Ravensburger.
Oh, I was trying to think of a different game with castles in the name.
Oh boy, is pretty good. There are still some issues with like the colors and stuff. It's not, they didn't get it perfect, but it's, in terms of at least like the quality, I think is nice. Like in terms of like speaking about the, the make of the material and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, but your mileage may vary. All right, let's take a look at Abyss versus Chinatown.
All right, these are both games I don't think are like always in the spotlight as much compared to some of those other big titans we've seen. Chinatown being more of an auction game, really, I think boils down to.
Well, a negotiation game.
That too.
Yeah.
Abyss, a bit more set collecting of different like.
Also has though an element of
it does
of bidding with your pearls and such.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna go with Abyss. I really do like that game, and I felt like I feel really bad. It was one of those games that sort of fell out of favor. Not fell out of favor is not the right word. Just it's the one of those games that I think if we weren't reviewing games and out getting more and trying to do a bunch of stuff, we'd be playing it more.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards Abyss. Chinatown, I did like. It certainly is pretty group dependent, which you could say about any game, but
look, I get it. Don't play it with me. You don't need to.
Yeah, let's
go around
face it. But I like Abyss too. These are both honestly like pretty much around the same position.
Yeah, no, this is a much nice one. More, I feel like there is some good discussion, not just we got Uno. And a giant campaign game.
Yeah, I definitely give the nod to Abyss in terms of artwork and theme. It's gorgeous.
I love my box cover. I hate that it got damaged, but I got the I think it's the Seahorse faction cover. Love it.
All right, let's we'll do a few more. We'll keep going for a little while. Let's see what else we got coming up. Ooh, Twilight Struggle again. Now up against Onitama. Both of these 2-player specific games that are heavy on strategy, but Twilight Struggle a much longer experience, a lot more going on. Onitama, a very simple kind of chess-like.
I was about to say, I feel Onitama is definitely a great game to suggest someone who likes chess. I feel like it's a good sort of adjacent game, but I'm going to go with Twilight Struggle, though. I will say the last time I played Onitama, very fond memories. I think it was, I don't remember where, but I know we were at like some kind of convention or like meetup and we were drinking.
Yeah, that always makes it
good memories.
Onitama, I mean, I'll tell you one thing. I give Onitama the win for the box because it's got that awesome magnetic box and like unfolds the map.
And we didn't get to try out the expansion. I definitely, if someone was like, hey, I got the expansion, like, let's see what it does.
Yeah, I think I'm going to say Twilight Struggle for the sake of it, but I feel like if I had played more games, there's a chance Onitama could beat it out for me.
I could see that.
Because I do, there is something very, Twilight Struggle has so many moving parts, and there's something I appreciate about a simple, elegant game.
Yeah, I get that.
But all right.
Also, you can actually play probably 2 matches of Onitama at least.
You could probably play 6 Onitamas before someone's finished one.
I was going to be like, it depends who you're playing with. If it's like me, the analysis process, you're probably only getting 2 in.
Yeah. All right. Chinatown is back again, this time against the Dark Souls board game. And I am going to say Chinatown, definitely.
I am going to have to go Chinatown. I actually really love the boss fight parts of Dark Souls, but getting there, I think, to me, ruins it.
Both of us were a little disappointed by the grindiness of Dark Souls, some other aspects of it. So Chinatown wins. All right, La Isla or Decrypto. Similar box shapes, very different types of games.
I definitely missed like I enjoyed that, but Decrypto is one of my favorites. I love that game.
Yeah, Decrypto. It's Decrypto. It's another one where it's just like I really like word games and guessing games, and La Isla
I
not
mean,
the
I'm
best.
bad
felt.
usually at word games and stuff, but they're definitely fun. And Decrypto in particular, it's just so great. The team aspect of it,
Yeah.
and that new expansion you got, it makes things really fun.
I like this one. Subdivision. So this is the spin-off of Suburbia,
Mm-hmm.
where you're placing tiles on a board with hexes, and Tiny Towns, which is also about having your own board and also creating your own town. Very similar themes and kind of similar gameplay too. Uh,
I gotta go Tiny Towns. I think it just has a lot more customizability. I think there's a reason why we still talking about it and stuff. And the fact that you can play that over camera with many people, I think, is not something that, especially now, can be ignored.
yeah, I think I agree with you. Subdivision, while I do think it was pretty fun, there's something.
Oh yeah, no, I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah,
In
yeah.
fact, I want to do. I'm like, I remember I was even thinking about it the other day, being like, it's been a while since I played that.
I do
Can I do
think
that?
there's something about that game though that always just feels like, yep, this is the little brother. This is not like it feels like it lives
It's
in
definitely the
Suburbia's
spin-off.
shadow.
It's not the, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, Tiny Towns is for me. Kapow! Superhero dice game versus Mage Knight.
Uh,
It's Mage Knight.
it is. Well, I really do love Kapow. That one is
Yeah,
so
pretty
much
fun.
fun.
Pretty
but
fun.
Mage Knight.
Doesn't even hold a candle to Mage Knight though. Sorry. Space Cadets or Shadowrun Crossfire.
Mm.
We got science fiction versus
Oh, this one's
fantasy sci-fi.
This one's definitely because one is definitely like the big party, not party, but it sort of is, I guess. The Space Cadets, where it's like everyone has their own station and doing stuff. Crossfire really is much more the nitty gritty deck building and stuff. And I really enjoy I'm a big cyberpunk fan, I meant the setting, not the game. I mean, the game's fun too, but that's not here. But I think I'm going to go with Space Cadets because I feel like it's the kind of thing everyone's so excited to just find out what role they have and all the weird stuff they're doing. You're going to get more of those, I think, memorable moments. And Shadowrun Crossfire does have the big negative where I feel like the experience gains and leveling up are a bit too slow for my tastes. I think it needs a another look personally, but
Space Cadets from the co-designed by Sidney Engelstein, current head honcho of Stronghold, who took over for Stephen Bonacore. So that's exciting. But I'm gonna pick Shadowrun. I'm gonna pick Crossfire. I like Space Cadets. It's fun, but sometimes all those different roles, they can get messy, and someone might not really be in key with what they're doing. And
I mean, that's totally fair. And like, I actually love playing Crossfire when we're doing like the one scenario. But then, like like I said, my big thing is just, oh, we're getting experience level up. Oh, we need to play this beginning one like 10 times before we get at something. You know?
I guess it's a fair criticism, but I guess
I also love deck building.
I'm like, I don't know, that portion of it. I don't know. That's not the game. That's something else to me.
You know what? That's, I think, very fair.
So let's see. What do you got?
I've got a 6.6 exactly.
And Shadowrun Crossfire coming in hot with a 7.2.
Excellent. All right, I'm fine with that.
And I think that's a good battle to end off on.
All right.
That's an exciting one. We had a little bit of drama to close, and then we can call it a night for this edition. Oh, and then I'll call it a night for you because I'll make your screen disappear. I brought you back. Don't worry.
Okay.
As we close that up, you're hiding. Scott Armstrong said this needs to be a double knockout competition, so we know the winner of this battle. Is this like a boxing term? I don't know exactly what that means. How do we make it a double knockout?
I do not know.
Let us know, because I don't know what that means. We're not sports gamblers. Anyway, that's going to be our board game battle. Haven't done one in a while, so we're getting back in the groove of things. We saw a good mix of stuff. As we further go on, maybe start to do more of these more frequently again. We'll maybe try to refine things. And, we used to have segments where we would just pit one game against a bunch of others
Mhm.
and see how it fared. More fun
Maybe,
stuff like that.
yeah, maybe that's what we'll do. The things like a theme, like deck builders only or pirate games, something a bit weird. But yeah,
Or perhaps even with special guests in the future, we hope. That's something that we think we may make happen sometime soon. And Scott says 2 losses. Oh, and the name doesn't come up again. Okay, so they would be
oh,
knocked out if they
oh, that.
if they hit 2 losses.
I think
If
I
our
think
programming was sophisticated enough, I would love to make that happen.
that's very scary because I'm pretty sure Clink would be knocked out then.
Yeah.
Even though, like, 'cause I think it went up against like Gloom and Legendary early on. Like the things it's got. It's not
Gloomhaven, you mean? You need to make that
Yeah,
distinction.
Gloomhaven. Yeah, sorry. Wow.
Um,
Gloomhaven.
I like that idea though, because maybe that's something we can try for somehow in a future version of this scheme where there is one left standing, right? You actually do whittle it down and find out who your favorite is. Little dramatic. Good suggestion. But thank you for everybody who joined us tonight watching this. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're watching in the future, then you can comment and let us know what you thought about the different fights. I actually want to go check out because I think it started at 7. If you're watching this live, Resonim was streaming a look at their next game called Ghost Rider and giving the first preview of its gameplay, and I'm interested to see what that is. So go search for Resonim's channel.
Yeah, let's go. Let's all head over there.
Let's all head over there right now.
Well, let's rate them.
Yeah, that's right. It's going to be a first raid we do. All right, so thank you everybody though for watching, and hope you enjoyed the content. Hope you're liking and subscribing. Thanks to all you guys, and thanks to our patrons on our Patreon channel. Is it a channel? Sure, why not? And everybody else. And we will see you guys later and hope you have a good rest of your evening. Bye.
See ya.
Bye.